Okay, so here's the situation. You accepted a new role as the BCBA within an agency where you used to be an RBT. You have been working on building a caseload, and you will be taking a case from a BCBA who has left the agency unexpectedly. The BCBA completed the initial assessment, but hasn't chosen goals for the learner's programming yet. You review the assessment results, including the scoring grid for the BB map that the BCBA completed. Emmett's parents want him to go to school when he turns 3, but they are worried that his communication deficits, toilet training, and tantrums will make school a struggle. Now let's explore the tables and see what goals might be appropriate for Emmett. Let's start with some behavioral cusps. In looking at the BB map, we noticed that he didn't have any manding skills, so we probably want to start with some communication. And he's not ready for conversations or probably tacting, but let's look at some manding skills. So he probably should be making some vocal requests or using AAC to do some single word mans. Those seem like those would be probably a pretty important goal for him. We also might want to look at motivation. All right, and now we can come down here to the common assessments, and we used the VB map, so I'm going to choose that one. And I want to look at manding. And remember, we're looking for single word mans or using an AAC device. So this looks like a pretty appropriate goal for him. So he will manned for 2 preferred items using a visual sign or verbal approximation with 80% independence for 3 consecutive sessions. That seems like a pretty good goal for him. His parents were also concerned about toilet training. So let's come back up here and we're going to look at independence. And we'll look at toilet training. All right, so I think probably what we might want to start with is just him voiding on the toilet. So we're going to look at just some simple bladder or bowel control, and we'll add that as a goal for him. So on the VB map, toilet training is in classroom routines and group skills. Some of these might be really helpful for Emmett, given that his parents want him to be able to attend school. So let's see what might be more appropriate for him. I actually don't see toilet training on here. But it might be appropriate to include learner will sit at a group snack or lunch table without negative behavior for 3 minutes across 2 people or 2 settings for 3 consecutive sessions. That seems like that might be a reasonably important goal for Emmett. Also being able to sit in a small group for 5 minutes without disruptive behavior or attempting to leave the group. Those seem like reasonable goals for Emmett. We also might want to look at some social emotional goals since he has some trouble with tantrums. Joint attention goals might be good, cooperation with peers, possibly some perspective taking, although he's probably a little bit young for perspective taking. And self-management for sure we want to take a look at. So We probably want him to accept direction from those in authority. That would be important for him to be able to attend school. This is not a goal on the VB map. So you can see why the behavioral cusps are so important in helping to really identify meaningful goals for your learners. The VB map is a great guide, but it doesn't provide all of the goals that your learners need. So I hope this is helpful. Feel free to play around with the tables on your own and see what might be most appropriate for your learners.